results. I hope by now you've had the opportunity to at least go onto Cole Campus and to view your results. If not, no worries. We'll quickly go through it in the session. And if there's any questions you have to ask about your results or how the appeals policy works, we'll also go through that. So the current results that has been released is for the formative 2 and the summative assessments that were submitted in June, from the 3rd of June to the 9th of June. And the submissions closed on the 9th of June, and no submissions were accepted via email, only Cole Campus, and no subs were rewarded to students due to technical difficulties. So, as I'm sure you all know, you must know how to log on to Cole Campus. So obviously that's how you log on to Cole Campus. But the important one that I wanted to share with you is the student portal. So those of you who joined me at the beginning of the year, let me just make the screen bigger. I did say that when results are released, such as your report, it is best to check your results on the student portal, as that gives you the correct overall average of your subject if you were doing a semester subject now. So please make sure that you are aware of how to log into the student portal, which is different to Cole Campus. So whilst I hope you're taking down notes of how to log into the student portal, the student portal is https login.microsoftonline.com/, and then your login is your student number at myboston.co.za, and for example, 1234567 at myboston.co.za, and your password is the letter B, capital B for Boston, then your ID or your passport number that you used to register with at Boston with an exclamation mark. So to repeat, I would strongly encourage you to log into the student portal to check out your overall averages. Sean, if you don't mind just writing down your question, and then I will get to it at the end. If you don't mind, then we'll quickly just go through it. So that is how you log into student portal, but that's not the only way you can get your results. If you go onto Cole Campus, all your marks should already be on there. So all the marks for your formative 2s and your summatives is already available on Cole Campus and has been unmuted. But your account must be up to date. If your account is in arrears and you cannot see your results on Cole Campus, that means that your account is in arrears and you need to go to accounts to make an arrangement. Now, please use Cole Campus not only to view your marks, but to also view your rubrics so that you can see where did you go wrong and why did you get the mark that you got. And please note that Cole Campus does not reflect your overall average correctly. You must only use Cole Campus to look at your individual assessments marks. The problem with Cole Campus and the overall average is it just takes into account all of the assessments for the subjects, divides it equally. And if you go and look at your subject outlines for your subjects on your modules, you will see that your assessments are weighted differently. For example, if it is a semester subject, your semester subject consisted out of 2 assessments, a formative and a summative. Your formative counted 40% of your final mark, whereas your summative counted 60% of your final mark. If you are completing a year subject, such as graphic design, animation, or radio 2, journalism 2, etc., each of your formatives count 20% of your final mark, and your summative will count 40% of your final mark. Therefore, please use Cole Campus only to check your individual assessment mark and your detailed rubric with feedback. Please do not use it to check your overall average for a subject because it does not work it out correctly. So if you log into your Cole Campus, you will see on your dashboard there is a result. So if we look there, you'll see there's a little book with a tick in it. If you click on there, that is grades. Now the problem is, if you click on that, it will show you these overall grades, but these are not correct. Please note, these are not correct. What you rather need to do is you need to go to your individual subject. You need to go there on the page, and on the right-hand side, you will see it says there feedback, formative 1, recent feedback, formative 1 or formative 2 summative. You click on there, and then it will show your rubric as well as the marks you got with feedback. So to reiterate, you go onto Cole Campus, you click on the subject, you go to the right-hand side where it says recent feedback. There it will say formative 2 or summative. You click on there, and your rubric will appear with your mark for their assessment as well as the individual feedback. If you are unable to see your feedback or your mark, it means that your account is in arrears, and you please need to go to the accounts department to make an arrangement to be able to see your rubric as well as your mark. If you're able to see your mark on Cole Campus, but you cannot access your rubric, then please contact the academic manager for the subject. Where do you get the details for the academic manager of the subject? You get it on the home page for that subject. So this is the home page of a subject where it tells you welcome to Boston Media House about the module. If you then scroll down, it will say who the academic manager is for the subject, and I encourage you to email them if you are unable to find your rubric. If you looked at your mark and your rubric and you do not agree with something in the marking, then you can follow the academic appeal process within 5 days of release of results. The deadline to lodge an academic appeal is the 6th of July, so that is next week, Thursday. Now, something that we picked up during this assessment were that lots of students lost unnecessary marks due to the use of AI technology. What that means is they went and they put in their assignment question into chatbot, and the AI wrote an answer for them. They didn't check it, it copied and pasted it. They submitted that as an assessment, and then CopyLeaks picked up that that was not your original work. Trust in yourself and your own abilities to write. AI is only there to make it easier for you to check, but they are not there to get the qualification for you. So please, please do not use chatbots or some other AI technology to do the work for you. You are the person who is getting this qualification, not the robot. So how does the academic appeal process work? As I said, an academic appeal is made for a specific assessment and for a specific subject. You can't just write one email to query all your subjects. You have to write one email per subject, per assessment, and for a specific reason. You can't just write an email, I don't agree with your mark. I'm going to ask you, why don't you agree with your mark? And also, if you send an appeal after the 6th of July, it is late. The appeals have therefore closed. And you cannot appeal a set of assessments events in a subject, nor can you appeal the final grade for a particular subject, as the final grade is calculated from separate assessment event marks awarded in a subject. So you send me an academic appeal, you send it to karika@boston.co.za, and you copy in the branch manager. So for Santon, you only have to send it to me.
Hey, Moss.
Sorry, just mute yourself, please.
Okay, uong boni po aman.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. As I was saying, if you want to lodge an academic appeal, you send it to myself, you copy in your branch manager, and then in the subject line of your academic appeal, that means on top. So you have the email address to, and then it says subject, and then where it says subject, you have to say the following: your surname, your first name, your student number, the subject, and the subject level, and the assessment event. So in other words, you will say academic appeal for boy Karika 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Radio 2, F2. And then in the body of the email, the white part underneath, you start to write, what are you appealing? So that would be, for example, I had a look at my Radio 2 formative 2. I read on the rubric that I did not complete question 2. However, I did complete question 2. Please, can you have a look at it? Or you mark question 2 incorrectly, but however, as per the textbook on page 6, the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as such I've answered it. Please review my assessment. So when I get the academic appeal, I will log it and then I will forward it to the correct academic manager, who will then review your appeal and adjudicate it. They will then send it back to me as the academic head, and I will forward the reply to you. So how does the formative 2 or the summative sub work? You have to qualify for the formative 2 or the summative subs, or any subs that you participate in at Boston. And you have to meet one of the following conditions in order to qualify for a supplementary. Condition 1 is you have had to participate in the original assessment event. In other words, you had to participate in the formative 2 and summative and submitted an assessment and got a mark for it to qualify for the supplementary for it. If you missed the submission for the formative 2s or the summative due to a legitimate reason, you were sick, you had the opportunity to submit a doctor's note, and then you would have been given a supplementary. However, this deadline has passed because you can only apply for a supplementary due to non-submission within 48 hours of the deadline of the submissions, which was the 12th of June. So that has already passed. Or thirdly, if you had lodged an academic appeal in writing and you received sub-approval in writing from either the academic manager or myself. So let me just clarify. In order to participate and qualify for the sub, you had to have one of the following conditions. Either A, you did participate in the original assessment event. B, you missed this assessment and you applied for a sub with legitimate evidence and you were given approval, but this was within 48 hours of the missed assessment, which was by the 12th of June. Or thirdly, you lodged an academic appeal in writing and you received sub-approval in writing from either myself or an academic manager. Now, if you qualified and you applied for a supplementary, you have to pay for the supplementary. If you're going to complete a formative 2 supplementary, it's at the cost of 250 Rand. If you have to complete a summative supplementary, it will cost you 350 Rand. Now, please note you only receive one chance to write a supplementary. There is not a sub on a sub. So if you do miss the supplementaries that are coming up, even if it is for legitimate reason, there isn't another supplementary opportunity, as this is already the second chance. Also, your supplementary has to be completed in the semester of you completing the subject. So because this is semester A, your supplementaries has to be completed now in semester A. So in other words, these supplementaries that are coming up are being completed from the 15th to the 21st of July for the formative 2 and the summative assessment subs. Then the briefs for the formative 2 subs and the summative subs are already available on Cole Campus, so you should be able to access them. And then just as I said just now, the summative supplementaries and the formative 2 supplementaries will be submitted and are due on Cole Campus from the 15th to the 21st of July. So in other words, submissions will close at midnight on the 21st of July on Cole Campus. But do learn from your previous mistakes. Do not submit all your supplementaries on the last day because it doesn't work. We have seen this time and time again. You have a full 7 days to submit your assessments. Please make use of this opportunity. Also, please make use of the campus facilities to submit your supplementary, as the campus is open for the completion of subs, whether you want to use the computer labs to type your assignments, as well as some quiet spaces to do your research. You are more than welcome to do so. So, are there any questions? I know that there was a question earlier. Sean, yes, please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Fine and you?
I'm very well. I have multiple questions, but
Fine. Let's just ask the first one and let me answer it, and then we go to the second one. Okay.
okay. With my student portal, you said to log in, you use your student number at myboston.co.za, and then for your password, it's BID number, and then it's followed by the exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Okay. When I use that, it doesn't allow me to log in.
Have
Hence,
you ever logged in before to this, or was that the first time you were logging in?
I did log in the first time. It was about a month ago, if I'm not mistaken.
And it worked then?
Yes, it did work using the same procedure, but now it's not working at all. It only accepts my email, which is my student number at myboston.co.za.
Okay. Okay. Sean, can you send me an email because then I can forward it to the IT department because I
Uh,
can't solve that for you.
okay, no problem.
Okay. What's your second question?
Is it possible to do formative supplementary now?
What formative supplementary? Formative one.
Uh, yes.
Done, dusted, in the coffin, in the ground.
And then the last question is for the payment of the appeal, is it possible to extract it from the school fees, or do I have to come and pay in person individually, separate
You
from the school fee?
No, you can add it to the school fees. You must just have a conversation with accounts.
With, can I do it via email, or
Yeah,
do I have?
yeah, that's fine. You can do it via email. If you don't know the account's email address, you can just on that same email ask me the account's email address, and then I will give it back to you. They'll send it back to you.
And then campus is open
Yeah,
like times.
yeah. Normal time. So we open from 8 till 5.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I'm
All
done with
right.
it.
Cool. Thank you, Sean. And Tombi, you can unmute yourself and you can ask
Hello,
questions. Hello.
can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Yes, I wanted to ask a question regarding the module finance in media.
Yeah.
So on Call Campus, I can only see the mark for the summative only, and then the F1 I don't see it.
Yeah,
So
because you wrote the F1 most in person.
yes,
Yeah. So what you need to, which campus are you? Are you here by me?
yes.
Okay, just hang on. I'm just quickly screaming a question at Tabani. Okay, so Tabani has it here with me. If you are unable to come to campus to collect your formative one, you can just pop me an email. But remember, sorry guys, actually, Ntomi, you reminded me of something. There is another way you can also get your results. So, for example, this formative one for finance and media, it was paper-based and you wrote it on campus. So it wasn't on your Cole campus. But that formative one mark is captured on your progress report. So where do I get my report? One way is the student portal. The other way is by asking accounts to send you your report. Or we can also do it at admin for you. So if you want to see your F1 mark for finance and media, you can just ask for your report from accounts, myself or Tabani. Or if you want to see your actual script as well, you can come and get it from Tabani, or you can email me and then Tabani can scan it in for you.
Okay, because I actually did the sub for the F1, which I have the script with me now.
Okay.
So I still have to email accounts and ask them for the progress report?
You know why I would do that is because what's your overall mark for finance and media? Did you check it on the student portal? Were you able to get in there?
Um, like I said, the only mark that I see is the when you go to view grades, the
Yeah.
only mark that I see is the summative, like I said.
No,
It's
let's rather check your stuff properly in Tombi. So I think what you need to do for me is you can also just send me an email and give me your student number and say, Karika, can you please forward me your report? Because whatever it says on the report is final. So if it's not there on the report, there's a problem. Then we know we need to solve it. We need to see what's going on there.
okay. So I just need to send you an email asking for the report.
With your student number. Otherwise, I'm not going to know who you are.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Okay. Anybody else with questions? Feel free. Okay, here we go. Here we go. In the chat function, I would like, okay, that's Ntumi. She asked me, must we send an email even though we qualify for the sub? No. If you already qualify for the sub, you do not have to send an email to apply for a sub. You automatically qualify, Tando. Okay, Sean, you have another question. Please go ahead and ask it.
Yo, I don't know why, but like it just went out of my mind, the question. I'll ask it
It's
again if
fine. When you get it again. Okay. Anybody else? Josipo, Alicia, Basi. You're all obviously here for a reason. So if you're looking for info, ask and you shall receive.
Hi, Karika. Sorry, I joined
Yes.
in late. I'm a
No
part-time
problem.
student. I'm working.
Okay.
I wanted to. I just saw my results now for design thinking. And then he's talking about the plagiarism part, but he's not being specific as to what, because all the
Okay.
designs are created myself using Photoshop.
Okay.
So I don't know
Okay.
if an appeal is the correct
Yes, it is.
procedure,
It is. It is.
but
It
I'd
is.
like to.
Yeah.
reference.
Please follow Lungile. Please follow the academic appeal procedure. I know there are some queries with design thinking, so it's not a bad thing in academic appeal. Remember, an academic appeal is the opportunity to ask a question and the opportunity for them to have a look at it. So can you please just send me the academic appeal, because I need that information. I need to know who you are. I need to know your student number. I need to know what subject. All of that. Write your story in there. I get it. I make sure the right people look at it. Okay. And then you say,
I just want to check. And then how exactly do I do that? Do I contact the academic manager?
yeah, let me just quickly go to that thing. And I see there are other hands, and it's not that I'm ignoring you guys. I just want to make sure we answer this question. Let me just get to there, and let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. So that you can see. So this is exactly how you should do an academic appeal, Lungile. You send me an email and you copy in your branch manager, but it's also me, so you only have to send it to me. Then in your subject line, you will say academic. Oh, I nearly saw on a video there. Then you say academic appeal, your surname, first name, student number, subject name, subject level. So you would say, for example, academic appeal, Verboy Karika, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, design thinking, summative 1, and then you would write in there, I completed my design thinking summative 1, a plagiarism penalty was applied. However, for question 2, 3, 4, 5, it was my own designs. I don't know. Please review it. Something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Right. Sean, you were next.
Oh, okay. With the progress report, I recently requested it, forgetting that I had to write my Word and Windows summatives. So it didn't reflect on the progress report, but the Word and Windows are due tomorrow. I'm done with them. So when I request for the progress report, will it reflect or
not yet? Not
yet?
Because the deadline, as you correctly stated, for the computer summatives is only tomorrow. So we have to ask them to import all the computer marks again, and I can only do so after tomorrow. So I can only do so after next week, Wednesday, because the problem is we have graduation. So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Okay. So, there's no what you call it, some supplementary for computer literacy.
There is, but I stand to be corrected. You should be you should be able, as soon as you've written your computer summative and you didn't get that 75% for it, you should be able to know immediately if you must do the sub or not. And to do the sub for computers is a little bit different. You have to first pay your 350 Rand with accounts, and then you have to arrange with your computer person at your campus, which is Sissy here, to have your sub opened for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last question. I missed my first formative assessment and I didn't qualify for the supplementary. So is it possible for me to just carry on with the supplementary for the summative,
For what subject?
academic literacy?
So, okay, I just want to be clear. You have no mark for your formative 1 for academic literacy. Okay.
Correct?
You did the summative for academic literacy.
And I didn't do well on my summative. So is
That's
it possible?
fine. You can do the sub. You qualify for the sub for the summative. Yes.
No, my question is it necessary for me to
Yeah. Did you get 85% for your summative for academic
nope,
literacy?
nope.
Then you didn't pass academic literacy yet. So you can still pass academic literacy 1 if you do the summative supplementary. If you get 85% for your summative supplementary, you can still pass academic lit with no mark for your formative 1.
Same
Because
applies
it's
to other modules.
semester modules, yes. Semester modules. Yeah.
Okay, and if I do fail this summative, the reputation, is it on like in semester B or next year?
So for academic literacy, you are able to repeat it in semester B, but not the other subjects, because the other subjects, we do not have it in semester B, except if it is gateway subjects. But academic literacy, yes, is offered in semester B again.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Pleasure, pleasure. And Tommy, you next?
Yes. I wanted to know, how does the plagiarism report work exactly?
Sure.
Because I received my radio production 2 marks,
Yeah.
and it says there that I have a 38.5% match.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at it, I see that it's highlighted because my reference list is not really that long, because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't need a lot of sources, except
Mm-hmm.
for one where it said that I had to listen to an hour of
Yeah.
commercial radio station, and I just referenced that commercial radio station because the rest of the assignment we just had to do content creation, which I didn't necessarily reference. So I can see that in my reference list they've highlighted some words, and it says 38.5% match. And I'm just trying to understand, how does this scan exactly work, this plagiarism report work?
So copy leaks is the easiest way to explain it is it scans through all internet sites and as well as internal databases. So when it says internal databases, it means assessments that were submitted by other students either now or before, because obviously we've had incidents where students submit same assignments and all of that. But it also, when it says it scans through all internet sites, it scans through similar information. In other words, you just took something off an internet site or journal article, or you made use of an AI site. So what is an AI site? An AI site is a chatbot, Grammarly, etc. So when it says something is identical, it means that it didn't come from you. So in other words, if I typed something here now, I typed a little paragraph. I then take that paragraph and I paste it into Grammarly and I ask them to check my grammar and all of that. There's nothing wrong with that. Then I put that back in my assignment. However, what happens is there are phrases and stuff that does not come from the students themselves, but is computer generated. Now, I'm not saying it to you because I haven't seen your assignment and know what's going on, but that kind of stuff is what it picks up. However, if you feel that something was in error, you can still lodge an academic appeal, and then the academic manager can look at it more in depth. So radio specifically, I know the radio academic manager will also look at it more in depth. To say to you specifically, the 38%, blah, 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 this was ignored because you all had to use the same cover page or you all had to use this, but this was the particular section that they were concerned about, that they felt that justified the plagiarism because it came from X, Y, and Z.
Okay. I'll just have to consult with the academic manager
Yes.
for radio.
Yes.
I just really want to and so that I don't repeat the same mistake again.
100%, 100%. And remember, that's the point of formatives, is you learn from them. You learn.
Yes, because I see that it's only highlighting the words in the reference list. It doesn't necessarily fit the assignment itself.
Then that's a good appeal. That's a good appeal to us. Then you can say, you know, and then they can answer to that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody? Silly. Okay. Okay. Well, Silly
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Silly, just hang on for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds, if you don't mind. SA1 sub briefs are already available. If you can't find them, please email me. They should already be available. And then if you want to know where you pay for your subs, it's like you would pay normally for your school fees. So you can also just pop me an email and I can send you the banking details and your summative and your rubrics. Remember, I said you can find it on Cole Campus, but I'll share my screen now to show again. Celia, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to ask, okay, basically in my situation, I did well on my F1, but I didn't submit anything for my F2. Is it fine to continue with the F3 and F4 and hopefully I do well on the
Yep, you can still pass, but now your goal shouldn't be 50% only for your formative, free, and your summative, because now you need to get a little bit more to make up for this missing F2 mark. So your goal must be at least 65 to 70% for your formative, free, and your summative. So you can make up for this missing F2 mark. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Right. Whilst the others are still thinking about their questions, Tando, yes. You can unmute yourself or you can type the question.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Ms. Karika. I just wanted to find out where can we find our marked S1s with the briefs.
Okay, let me actually share that screen now because somebody else also had that question. So I can just show you. So, right. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let me just share it and then it makes it easier for you. When you go onto Cole Campus and you go onto your specific subject, okay? So you would click on, for example, research methods. Then you will see the home page. Then you will see the home page. And then on the right-hand side, you see there's a thing that says recent feedback. And underneath there, it will say your formative tool, your summative. You click on there. Then you will see your rubric for that assessment with your feedback as well as your mark. If you are unable to see it, then please send an email to the academic manager of that subject. And where do you get the email address for the academic manager of the subject? On the home page of your subject. So on the home page of your subject, underneath the Welcome to Boston Media House about the module, it also has the academic manager's details if you're unable to see your rubric or your S1. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Okay. Are we getting our reports? The reports tabello are already available. To get your reports, you can either contact the accounts department that can email it to you or the admin department of your campus. So we can also email your reports to you. Can we apply for subs or appeal in the case of having completed yes, no, my friends. Faith, I'm sorry to say it's not going to go well because unfortunately, as I said, I think on the second slide, no subs are rewarded due to technical errors. That's why we strongly suggest that you have to submit your assessments early in the week, not late in the week, because if you're going to leave everything for number 99.9, chances of it going wrong is very high. Sean, do you have a question?
May I please have the software to check plagiarism?
It's on your Cole Campus already. So if you let me quickly just show you. Let me just show you. Okay, it's not on this one here because this is from last year. Okay, so Sean, if you go to your home page of a subject like this, right? Sean?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then you must
Yeah.
see home, announcements, modules, assignments, discussions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's another thing called plagiarism checker. If you click on that plagiarism checker, you are able to submit your assignment in there already and check for plagiarism.
But thing is, my core campus comes like that. There are no other options besides.
Okay, but there's still a way around this as well. Okay. So what I say to the other guys they must do is, if you go like you submitting your assignment early in the week. So let's say for the subs, it's opening up the Saturday, the 15th of July. If you go on the 15th of July and you go exactly to your home page for your subject again, you click on assignments and you actually submit your assignment. The plagiarism checker has also been enabled there. Then you submit your assignment on Saturday, the 15th of July. Then you're going to get a copy leaks report back on that same day of your plagiarism score and where it's all going wrong. Then you get it back. Then you can see what we will see when we mark it. So then if you see you're getting a similarity score of 40%, you know you're in trouble. But then you have information. Then you can see, okay, cool, let me work on this and this and this. Then you must make sure that you go back and press resubmit the assignment once you fixed it before the 21st of July.
Okay. And what's the accepting level of plagiarism?
30.
30.
Free zero.
30%.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I think that's all.
Okay. Okay, let me just check. Do we have to apply to qualify for the supplementary S1? Yes. Remember, there are only 3 ways you can qualify for a supplementary. Number 1, you had to either participate in the original assessment event. So you participated, but you got a bad mark. Or number 2, you missed the assessment event and you applied for a sub within 2 days of missing it because you were sick or there was death in the family, but that deadline has passed. Or number 3, you lodged an academic appeal in writing and you got sub-approval in writing from the academic manager or myself that you can qualify for the supplementary. So if you have not met one of these 3 conditions, you do not qualify for the sub. I strongly suggest those of you that came a little bit later, I will be posting this video on YouTube and I will be sharing the link. It is important to look at this video because it gives you important information, as some of you have learned, because some of this information I shared with you in the first video I did on the Q&A. So I know it's boring at times, but it's important information and it's important information for you to succeed in your studies. Okay, final call for questions. Please note that we are here to help you pass. We are not here to help you fail, but we can only help you if you help yourself. So make use of the resources available. Make sure that you check your stuff on Cole Campus. Sound engineering, yes, does have a sub. It definitely does have a sub. You can check for it there. It is a sub available. If there's any things that you're unclear about or too shy to ask about, you are more than welcome to pop me an email or your academic managers. And as I said, we are here to help you pass, not to help you fail. And ultimately, you need to believe in yourself. Sean?
Let's say you wrote the summatives and you did good but not well.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a belief that you can do better. Do you also qualify for the sub?
Yes, yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay.
Thank you.
Humphrey, you can also just pop me an email if you're looking for your report. I will then forward it to the correct person for you to get your report. Okay. Okay, guys, I hope you have a little bit of a great holiday. Remember, marks is not your worth, so don't let the marks determine what you think of yourself. It's only one part of your life, not everything in your life. Okay, guys, have a good afternoon. Keep well.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.